Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be solving another puzzle, and today's puzzle is the Hanayama Ring 2 puzzle. Now the Ring 2 is a progression or a follow-up puzzle, if you like, from just the Ring puzzle which we solved not too long ago. The Ring puzzle was made up of 4 pieces, 2 gold, 2 silver, and the aim was to, unlike most Hanayamas where the aim is to, almost like the biggest challenge is taking the puzzles apart and then putting them back together is the slightly easier part. These 2 puzzles, along with the coaster puzzle in here, are slightly different in that they pretty much just fall apart, and the actual task is to reassemble them back into their original position. And they also don't completely separate either. They're all interlocked. The Ring 2 puzzle looks like is a harder difficulty to start with than the Ring puzzle. The Ring was level 4, Ring 2 is a level 5, and appropriately there's also an extra piece. So the level 4 Ring puzzle had 4 pieces, and the level 5 Ring 2 puzzle has 5 pieces, which should obviously make it harder to put back together. As always, we're going to, disassemble the puzzle probably in 2 seconds. Then we're going to attempt to reassemble it. And once we've done that, we will then place it on our leaderboard of difficulty. Down here, just out of shot, is the loop puzzle, the easiest puzzle that we've ever done, or that I think I've ever done. And up here, we have the hourglass puzzle, which is the hardest puzzle I have ever done. And we go left to right, bottom to top, in my opinion, of how hard I found each puzzle to be. So once we've done Ring 2, we will place it on that leaderboard. That's enough mumbling, let's get straight into it. Okay, so here is the Ring 2 puzzle, and just as the Ring 1 puzzle, it comes pretty much just tied together, because I'm fairly certain that as soon as we take these off, it is just going to completely fall apart into its 5 separate pieces, which will still be interlocked. Similar to how we did the Ring 1 puzzle, I'm not going to study it or have a look at how it comes apart. We're literally just going to grab that top one and shake it, because otherwise it's not much of a challenge. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Before we get into it though, I was surprised by the size of Ring 1 puzzle, because essentially it was more like this size, whereas this one is closer to a ring size puzzle, but a little bit too big for my fingers. But right, let's get straight into it. So we're going to shake it, and off we go from here. So clearly we have 5 pieces. They're not all interlocked with each other, which is interesting. And these 2 aren't complete circles, because one of the benefits of these ring puzzles is that you know which direction each piece is going to end up in. So obviously this bit is the front bit. These 2 bits, sort of the peak of the circle, almost like egg-shaped, they're also going to be at the front. And then these pieces here, this bit's going to be at the front, and this bit's going to be at the front. So that makes it slightly easier than, or an easier aspect than the coaster puzzle which we solved, which is essentially just the same all the way around. There's only 3 pieces to the coaster puzzle, however, but it's knowing the direction of each piece is a benefit. It's going to make it easier for us to solve. So first of all, I mean obviously this piece is going to be the middle bit, and the circle, well, I'm not sure actually. Do the circle bits go next to here on the sort of the middle parts, or are they on the outside? I'm guessing from the fact that they are connected on the outside in this position, that they are going to be the outside pieces. So we'll start with that assumption and go from there. And also, before we get into this, we'll have a read of the box. So we've got, this is the second of the ring puzzles. The 5 separate rings can be taken apart and put back together. This version has been changed a bit from the original, made by Connecticut's Jose Grant. This puzzle has 5 rings, like the Olympic rings, that stand the test of time. This is the basic concept behind this puzzle. This type of ring puzzle goes back at least as far as the 15th century, and is now remade with modern technology. Give it a go. So, no helpful clues whatsoever, but I mean, we don't really need any. I mean, what can you save with this one? It's just his 5 rings, assemble them in the only way that they will ever go back together. Tell you what, I feel close here. That feels very close, in fact. Is that it? Let me have a look at the box. I think I've done it. Pretty sure that's it. I mean, the only way it's not right is if this bit and this bit are the wrong way around, but no, everything's sitting as it should, I think. Same as with the ring 1. I think I'm gonna have to put these 2 things back on to stop it from falling apart extremely easily. So I'll do that quickly. Okay, and there we go. Wow, that might be the quickest level 5 puzzle that we've ever done. I mean, yeah, it helps that I've had a bit of practice, and this is like the 3rd type of puzzle that I've solved with yeah, of this kind. But yeah, I expected it to be a bit longer and a bit more frustrating than that, but we'll take it. Ring 2 puzzle, done. Well, there it is. Much quicker than anticipated, but we have solved the Ring 2 puzzle. Not sure how quick, but I mean, we're looking at what, 5 minutes, if that. I mean, that includes reading the box and talking about the puzzle at the start. That was, to be honest, way easier than the first ring puzzle. Now, there's some other contributing factors to why I found that one a bit easier than the previous 2, if you include the coaster puzzle in this sort of type of puzzle. And that is practice, mainly. I did the ring 1 puzzle a couple of weeks ago, so that's fresh in the memory in terms of what worked, in terms of trying to put them back together. First of all, identify the order at which they will go back together, and then work on trying to fit them together. So with that in mind, we'll jump straight into placing the ring 2 on the leaderboard, and we'll jump straight to these 2 other puzzles. We've got the ring puzzle here, the coaster puzzle here. Out of the 3 of them, I have no doubt whatsoever that the coaster puzzle is the hardest. Partly to do with what I explained during the video, which is a lot of it is the direction. Like, if you know which direction a piece faces, then it's much easier to get the orientation right relative to the other pieces as well. For instance, if you have a look at the coaster puzzle, like, you've no idea which piece goes where with this one. Like, if you shake it apart, there's no obvious sign with this, like with this piece, for instance, which way it faces. Is it that way? Is it that way? Is it that way? It's difficult to find. Whereas with both the ring puzzles, that aspect of it makes it much easier to actually solve. So there's no doubt the coaster puzzle is the hardest of those 3. The ring 2 puzzle is also easier than ring 1 in my opinion. Again, that's probably mostly down to practice more than anything, but I've still got to place it below the ring puzzle. If we keep going down, we've got the Mobius puzzle next. I think the Mobius puzzle was harder than that. The slider puzzle, I mean, we're looking now 2 levels below what the Ring 2 puzzle is rated at, a level 5 versus a level 3 slider. For how I found both of those puzzles, I think the Ring 2 is also easier than the slider. Looking at these, I think we're going to jump down to the bottom. We're going to skip a lot of them and jump straight down to this next row down. Are we easier or harder than the level 5 Amore puzzle? I think we're easier than that as well. Are we harder than the Spiral or the level 6 News? So here I think is where we're going to place it. I think we're going to go above the Spiral but below the Amore puzzle. So there we go, that is where the Ring 2 puzzle is going to sit on the leaderboard. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with that one. I feel like that might be a slightly controversial one, but based on my experience, a completely truthful one. So that is us done. We have disassembled and assembled the Ring 2 puzzle quicker than expected. We've placed it on the leaderboard. That is us done for today. So thank you very much for being here. If you want to see me solve any more of these other Hanayama puzzles and also the step-by-step solutions to each and every one of them, then be sure to click my face here to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.